All right, let's see. Corey Peters says the system manufacturers are being forced to make these systems more energy efficient and environmentally friendly. Problem is they will not allow their profits to drop. Parts quality. What's up, Raw Mesa? Welcome back to the show. Corey Peters continues, and system assembly quality will fall even further than it is now. Hey, Corey, I agree with you 100%. I think system quality is bound to fall. If you just look at like the thickness of an HVAC coil, the materials they use, copper is better than aluminum. We all know that, but we use aluminum now because of the corrosion problem, because the copper coils are so thin to transfer the heat that they end up having formicary corrosion and leaking refrigerant. But back in the day, your copper coils, you cut them open, and they were thick. Less heat transfer, so less efficient, but they're more reliable. So, I mean, there's a line crossing somewhere between if we keep making them more and more efficient at the expense of the quality, it's going to end up being less efficient than we were to start with. That's my problem with it, because we change how thick the materials are, the sheet metal on the unit itself, the paint they use on the unit itself. They try to increase the technology, which is a good thing. They increase the technology as technology develops. But how much better would it be if we had all that cool technology with that cool build quality? It would be awesome, but no one would be able to afford it probably. Especially now, since our country has decided to spend trillions of dollars on stuff and run the inflation rate sky high so that every commodity costs way too much money. Milk, meat, stuff like that. Got a family of 7 people and a dog, and it costs a ton to buy groceries. So people aren't going to buy a quality unit. They're not going to buy these things because they can't hardly afford to buy the stuff they need for their house at the current time, which is the problem. Which is a problem. Yeah. Post-op Streetlight says GE Weathertron heat pump used aluminum. Yeah, there were some aluminum ones back in the day, but they was a little bit different. And they did have their own set of problems. There was plenty of leaky aluminum coils for Carrier back in the 80s because of whatever they used to create those coils. There was I forget what it is. I want to say epoxy, but it couldn't have been epoxy, but who knows. There was issues with those too. They tried to use aluminum coils, and a lot of times they lasted a long, long time. If you cut these coils open, you'll see there's a difference in the way that they're built and the thicknesses of the coils. But yeah, I pulled out plenty of slant coils out of old Bryant and Carrier units as I get an email. My arm vibrates. So I think, yeah, you could see some of this stuff back then. And then the spine fin coils are aluminum. And the spine fin technology, I think, is patented. But, Carrier used to have spine fins back in the day in the 1980s or 70s. Then you had your General Electric Weathertrons that had spine fins, which eventually became Trane, and they still had the spine fin coils, which I guess must be a really great way to transfer heat because they're still doing it to this day. And those are aluminum. So, I mean, there's good stuff about aluminum, and I don't know if they can't do that with copper. I can't imagine the cost would be as low if you did some kind of copper spine fin. I'd like to see it. I think it'd look pretty interesting.